What's up, Yugi Tribe? Jesse here with Koz YGO. I have a pretty sweet deck profile to share with you guys today. I'm here with Superior Jesse. He just came top 32 at the Detroit Regional. And what deck did you play, Jesse?
I played 60 card Dark Warrior Orcust Danger Dino.
This is one of the craziest decks I've ever seen, dude. How did it do?
I went X2 to get 26th. I feel like I really could have done a lot better. I just got hand trapped to death round 1, and then I lost to kind of a weird little mishap thing, but a really good player around like 5, I think. And I feel like this deck can be really solid. You can play through a lot of stuff. Even going second, you can break boards because of the dinos and such. And it's really the only thing that you worry a lot about is hand traps. Nibiru, not that big of a problem. Super Poly is kind of an issue, but really it's just if they open up all the hand traps and kind of get,
What about consistency usually?
Consistency, sometimes you run into a few issues, like your whole combo is just, if you start with the Warriors, you get your full Orcust combo. The Dino is just a little cherry on top. You play so many extenders that it happens a lot. So consistency, it leaves a little to be desired, but as far as 60 card decks go, this is really good. This is my second invite that I've gotten with this kind of build, so it's obviously performs. It's not just top 1 at locals, and so it could be slightly better, but I feel like just because of all the weird extenders, even if you don't have hands that are optimal, you can still make enough plays to make like a solid enough board. Where I remember I won a game where I didn't do any Orcust plays, but I just slapped enough stuff together to make an Appaloosa and sat on a beater and just Appaloosa and Gizmek them to death.
So what's the best board you've been able to put up turn 1 with
best
this?
Best board turn 1 would be Appaloosa with 3 negates. I guess technically 4 would make it better, but that's unlikely. 3 negates Appaloosa, Longursu, Dingursu with material, Crescendo negate, Quatless negate, and then a window, someone from Instant Fusion saved by Dingursu.
Oh my god, dude.
About the best is that's if you make your full combo and still have Instant Fusion left in hand. And then an even better is that sometimes I'll search a Fog Blade in there, and sometimes if I hard open either the spell or the trap, I get the other one. And you can still play with that too.
Right.
So that's about
insane.
The best. You don't always make that, but a Dino Quatless or Conductor, Appaloosa, Dingursu, Longursu, Trap is pretty standard, actually.
Wow, that's pretty impressive, man. Yeah, let's get into the profile.
All right, so to start, I went with 3 junk forward because, you want to just get, your whole combo is just 2 warriors. So you always want to do that. 3 Mally, that nice mismatch, 2 awful ultras and a common.
Camera doesn't pick it up that bad, so don't worry about it.
I mean, I feel like I would have topped if I played regular rarities. That was the only thing holding me back. Then you play your connector engine, which is 3 connectors and 1 Aqua Dolphin. That's just amazing for ripping hand traps out of hand. If you get this and they only have the 1 hand trap, with enough extenders like Valor or Ash, it forces them to use it. The only one that really hurts you is if they still have impermanence, and that's how I lost my game, my round 1, is he had double impermanence both games.
Oh, God.
And I just couldn't do anything about that.
Right.
Then, to continue out the Warriors, I play 1 Armageddon Knight, 1 Dark Grepher, and then the last Warriors are
Secret
the
Grepher,
Phantom
look at
Knight.
that.
Oh yeah, Secret
Nice.
First Italian. So the whole way that you do your combo is you're isoled, summons out either, you send 4 equips and you summon out either Armageddon Knight or Dark Grepher. And it depends on your hand. If you have a bunch of darks you want to negate, so say you open up Nightmare, Orcust Nightmare and Harp Warrior and such, you want to discard that with Grepher, because unless you hit him with dangers, because Mermaid is banned now, there's a lot less of a discard outlet, so sometimes that's better, and then sometimes Armageddon Knight is better, and there's a lot of times where you end up summoning both on the same turn.
So it just depends on the situation, really.
Yeah, it's really completely situational. And then this is just to extend, you can search, I search a Fog Blade as another interruption, and then you can search the Shade Brigandine just as another way to a warrior on your turn to try and go into ISOL.
So already a lot of flexibility with this deck that I'm seeing. This is pretty nuts.
Oh, it's fun. Then for the Orcust engine, it's pretty simple. You really, really want to beef up on it. So you got 3 harps and 3 nightmares. Just if there's any way for you to discard them off of dangers, or Greffer can summon himself by discarding a level 5 or higher, so opening Greffer and Nightmare is a really good combo, because that and any other dark, you can go and send Malicious and link into Isold, and then Isold summons Armageddon Knight, sends Quatless, adds Pill, and you've got your full combo with your board to make Appaloosa and do all that. So It's not that happens super often, because Greffer's a one-of, and your way to search it, Rhoda is a one-of, but it's like, when it happens, it really goes off well. Then, just to round out the Orcust engine, I just play 2 Skeleton, because you kind of need to now. It's a lot better at 2. And then 1 World Wand. So I know it's not an Orcust monster, but you really need it.
Right.
Then I play Dangers. I go double Nessie, double Tsuchinoko, double Jackalope, and then 1 Mothman and 1 Chupacabra.
Okay.
I probably should have played 2 Mothman, but for some reason I thought I was playing 2 Mothman, 1 Chupacabra before the event. Because Mothman is synergy with like the Dino engine or just discarding stuff. Like, depending on how far you are into your turn, it doesn't really matter if they're drawing cards and discarding. Like, it hurts a little bit, but
Plus, Mothman helps get the dangers in the grave too,
Yeah.
or not the Orcust. I mean,
yeah, it gets your Orcust in grave, which is great. But like specifically, if I have this and Quatless in my hand, it's amazing because if they hit Quatless to summon Mothman, I draw a card, and then Quatless adds Pill. Or if they hit Mothman, I draw 1 and discard Quatless and add Pill, because Quatless has to be discarded off an effect. And all of the danger, their reveal effects, the discard is never cost, and then Mothman's effect to draw 1, discard 1 is not cost either.
Nice.
So it triggers Quatless either way. So if I have both of those in hand by themselves, it's 100% chance of getting, which is usually a brick, it's 100% chance of getting Pill that way. Which is, I love when I have that. So if I can like search it off Nessie, then to round out the monsters, I just play, these are just extenders. Triple Destrudo and Gizmek. Gizmek's just really good.
Gizmek's insane, dude.
I won a game because I was just in a grind game. I'm in 60 cards, and I resolved Gizmek 4 times.
Oh my God.
To just beat them the heck down. It
Wow.
was insane. It was against Salamangreat, and they just kept like negating, and I was under Dweller for a while, and they like bounced it back to hand, and I summoned it again and kept going. So yeah, these are just extenders and just generic good card. Then the last monsters, I play 2 Quatless and 1 Conductor. So really the way you make your board is I like to play it safe usually, unless I know exactly what I'm playing against. I'll send Quatless and add Pill, and Pill will summon another Quatless. So that way I get an extra spell or trap negate, and once I negate by Quatless destroying itself, I get to add the Pill that then summons Conductor for me to OTK next turn. But if I say I know I'm playing against Orcust, it's so much better to summon out Conductor, because just booking their field so they can't link is really good.
Yeah, that's
it's
crazy.
Actually really good against like Salamangreat too. I've actually thought about maybe just going straight to summoning this. The only thing is like Quatless is way better against like trap heavy or back row decks or like Sky Strikers.
Mm-hmm.
And that's where when I play decks like that, I actually side out my Conductor and put in Pankratops, so that my next summon off of so Quatless will banish and add or will add the trap or the Pill, and then I'll banish it, and then I'll banish and summon the second Quatless, and that one will add a Pill, and that one will summon Pankratops instead. So besides just being a good card to open, it's nice to be able to actually like summon it straight out from your deck. Then for the spells, I go triple instant fusion.
Ooh, those are nice.
Ooh, yeah. Ching-ching. Or cha-ching. I can't talk. Yeah, I actually picked these up at the event. It's just another
Probably would have won if you
warrior.
had him in the event.
Yeah. It's just another warrior, because you can summon Raging, or if you're playing, if you're going like, or if you don't have to use it for your combo, you just summon Winda, and it's just a kind of it's almost a win con depending what deck you're playing.
Yeah, protect window with Dingirsu.
Oh yeah, it's super easy. It's so good. And I play triple Called By because hand traps really hurt, and it's pretty much a good offensive card too. Triple different dimensional reincarnation.
Why?
So because with Destrudo and any other monster, you can summon out Power Tool Dragon and search a copy of this. You show them 3 of them, and they randomly add one from your deck to your hand. So you just they don't really have much of a choice. And then you add this, and then you can banish Armageddon Knight and any other monster or any other warrior to add back Pill, or not Pill, add back Phoenix Blade, DDR discard Phoenix Blade, summon back Armageddon Knight, and then that's one more send for on your turn. So that's like a lot of times you'll have to open where you'll make Isold, summon Armageddon Knight, send to make an Orcust play, link into Appaloosa, and then if you had previously gotten this, then you summon back Armageddon Knight, and that's where you get your Dino.
Jeez.
So, and then sometimes if you already have that too, you just get one other send, and you just send banish or send like boots and banish and add Fogblade. So DDR is actually like basically the MVP of the deck. It is a card that I always want to see in my hand at any point.
Big brain plays for sure.
Oh yeah. Then I just play the 2 double evolution pill. You search both of them off Quatless. One summons a Quatless, one summons a Conductor. And the good thing is that it works from hand too.
Or the Pankratops you said too, right?
Or the Pankratops if I side them in that way. Yeah, which is really good. And then I play 4 equip spells. So the way it works is that if you open up any one of these equip spells, you just send DDR in. You just send DDR and then keep whatever one obviously in hand that you didn't send. So these are basically the best ones to send. Phoenix Blade is just your continual discard fodder. Autonomous Action Unit, I've actually had that come in clutch a lot of times. I had a game where I played against pure Orcust, and his board was just kind of a standard board, and he had the trap, crescendo, and just a regular board. I cyclone the trap, just baiting the negate. And autonomous action unit, his scrap recycler, and got to send a Harpour.
Oh my gosh!
And then I still had connector too.
You probably didn't even see that coming.
Oh no! So I've done this on Armageddon Knight before, and then with my Dino engine, I've done this on Soul Eating Overraptor before to send Quatless and add Pill.
Wow.
Then Overdone Burial is just kind of not the best, but like just another way to summon, and Living Fossil is just another way to summon a level 4 or lower. So they're not the greatest, but like I guess if you have to draw them, they're kind of ineffective, but they're still extenders.
Right, you can have some uses for them. It's not like they're just absolute bricks.
Well, I know. Remember that time I played against you? I opened
you
like
opened
3
4 of them.
spells
Yeah.
and still OTK'd Boral Sword because like DDR and Overdone and Living Fossil still just got me all the monsters I needed.
Why you gotta make me look bad, making people know that you OTK me?
I
What's
don't
up with
respect you as a person.
Wow, this is why you're superior, Jesse.
I'm sorry, I love you. See, then I played Foolish Burial because it's amazing. Why wouldn't you? Reinforcement of the Army, and to round it out, I play Babel. These are the last of the spells.
I hate Babel. I hate it.
Yeah, you want Babel banned.
I do.
So yeah, super good. Then traps, I do. Well, it's got out of order. The 2 Phantom Knight cards, and then double Crescendo. One thing is a lot of people don't expect the double Crescendo, so if you open up the 1 Crescendo, you search for Babel, and then in their standby phase with Galatea, you set a Crescendo, and then they're like, oh wow, most decks only play 1 Crescendo, I don't have to worry about it, and then you flip the other one on them.
Yeah.
So you just kind of really catch them off guard that way.
Absolutely.
Now I'm going to try and speed this up because they want to close.
Yeah, they're trying to kick us out of here.
Got
Alti
triple
Galateas. Jeez.
The MVP of the deck.
Oh
Prismatic
my God!
Appaloosa.
You play that right now?
I do play
Dude.
it. Oh yeah.
You play the Prismatic.
I play the Prismatic.
$400 card. Man.
I drop this and it's an auto flex. I drop it and they just walk away.
I bet.
And I won. So I went 6-2. 4 of my games I played this and they just left the event. It was the best thing.
I don't blame them.
Boral Sword because OTKing is the best. Wangursu because you need it. Curious summoned it once, got ashed. It was.
Mediocre.
I guess I have a decent amount of extra deck room, so it's good to have, but it's, didn't do much. Isold MVP.
Right.
Phoenix because you have to kill back row. Double Dingursu because.
More alties. Jesus.
Ragin, it's good going second to bait out. Like I summoned this against a guy who had Inspector Border, books it face down, and now you can just go and do all your plays because this is like your one effect since it's a fusion. Winda because you want to save it with what's it called?
Dingursu.
Or the worst case scenario, it's just another monster. And then I use my super poly target for my side deck is Starving Venom, and I had enough room to keep it in there. And then to round it out, I've got
Power
Dragon.
Tool. Yes,
Such a
man.
good card. Every
Heck
time I
yeah.
summon this, the people were just like, "What Power Tool? You play that?"
That's
They're
awesome.
they're reading it and they're like, "What the heck does that even do? That's an old card. I don't know that."
I'm disappointed it's not a ghost rare, but
I might be getting a French one soon.
So.
And then for the side, the only hand trap I play, triple Nibiru, if you even consider it a hand trap. Super good. I actually didn't even resolve it a single time.
wow.
I hardly even sided it in. Then
Double pank, triple
panker
pank.
tops. Everything in the side is a 3 of.
Okay.
It used to be 2, and then I played the Starving Venom in the side, but I decided to go into this. Triple Super Poly because this card shouldn't be at 3. Triple Cosmic Cyclone, Euro print 1s, float to your hand, the best. These were twisters, but just with Orcust being as prevalent as they are, I hate twisters discarding and Dingirsu just saves it. Especially because you hit 2 things and Dingirsu doesn't matter what you're targeting, it doesn't save one or the other, it just saves all things that would be destroyed at once.
Right.
And then the last are 3 evenly matched.
Do you use it? Do you resolve it?
I only resolved it once and it wasn't the best. It's really... I just get absolutely destroyed by back row heavy decks, and I'd rather not just go second and almost auto lose unless I open really specifically. Because I can play through a floodgate or 2, but playing through 4 is just way too many. So evenly matched it's not very evenly matched, and it leaves them with the 1 card, and then I just go to town after that, set up a board that they can't deal with. So my side deck is entirely go second because my main deck is just, it can function going second if I lose the die roll, but going first is just so good.
Right.
So I the only thing is sometimes if I'm going first, siding while going first, I'll keep Cyclones in if it's a back row heavy deck, and I'll keep Super Poly in because it's not bad even if you're going first. I had a guy, this wasn't here, but just in general, he was he's super overextended because he went into Boral Sword OTK and he's like, I win, haha, and then I just Super Poly'd away the Dingers from the Boral Sword and he just couldn't come back from that. So
You want to talk about who Super Poly'd you tonight and for what?
Oh, wow, yeah, Jesse Super Poly'd me tonight.
That's right.
Good old Koz YGO.
I sure did.
Super Poly'd me tonight for Mud Dragon, is that what it's called? Yeah.
Yep.
By Super Polying my Junk forward and my Pankratops, because they're both Earth.
Super random.
That has never happened to me before. And then I was under Santa Fun, so I would have had plays, but I couldn't special summon any monsters from my graveyard, so Overdone Burial was putting in 0 work.
Nice.
And I lost. You 2 owed me pretty bad.
You hear that, people? See, I'm not that bad. So anything else you want to change about the deck or any final thoughts?
Change, really, I would change Chupacabra to a second Mothman, which I guess I probably could have done because I played locals tonight, but I just forgot. Side deck's pretty solid. I wouldn't mind Lancia, but my thought process was just that
You could play
I don't
through
really
Lancia,
care.
right?
If you make your board, I'm just gonna break it.
Right, exactly.
And if I can't break it, you win. If I can, well, I win. So it's just, I felt comfortable enough with that really it was just Nibiru was just so good to just kill an entire board while giving you a beater that that's the only really board breaking card like that I care about. And Lancia is just...
And then even if, tonight I noticed that I had Nibiru in hand. I was going to Nibiru you, but then I was like, oh no, I'm going to wait for the Orcust stuff. And then you dropped the Prismatic Appaloosa on me. I'm like, oh well, Nibiru is now useless.
So the way that with Appaloosa that's really nice is that when I summon it, it's usually my 6th summon, so it would be better if it were my 5th, just to kind of get it. But when I make it my 6th summon, they usually are trying to capitalize off Nibiru as much as possible.
Right.
So they hold it until later, but once I make Appaloosa, it's either they shotgun it earlier than they want to, and then I still have my full Orcust plays, basically. Or still having Mally's Engrave and Harpour, or if I have any dangers, I can extend that way. Mm-hmm. Or they hold it and then have it be negated. So it's actually better to just drop it, shotgun it, but I guess a lot of people just aren't expecting Appaloosa right out the gate like that, because unless I have the right extender, sometimes Appaloosa, it's a good card, but then I don't have enough monsters to put on board to make my Orcust plays after. So hopefully maybe that's what they're kind of banking on.
Right.
But yeah, if you're playing against a combo deck like this and you you get to the 5th summon and they have a means to make Appaloosa on board, just Nibiru them.
Got it.
Because it's even if they can still play after, it's better than just straight up having it.
It's gonna be useless.
Just having it be negated.
Right.
Like, sure, you take Nibiru down 1 and they have 2 negates instead of 3 now. Woo.
Yeah.
And like, maybe if you can just special summon a monster that's 1600 or more, punch over it. But like, even then, usually they have Denkirusu to save it.
Right.
So it's better to shotgun it. Usually cards like that aren't better to shotgun, but sometimes you got to.
Right. Good tip.
Yeah. Then I think that's about it for the deck profile.
Awesome. Well, I appreciate you sitting down and give us the rundown of this awesome deck, man.
Definitely.
So-
I definitely want to shout out your channel. Thank you very much for letting me do this.
Any other shout outs?
Shout out to my buddies that I went there with. My buddy George, he judged, so that was fun. And then my buddy Brendan went. And my buddies that couldn't go, like Jesse. And just, I guess, shout out to Frogtown and Checkmate, I guess. They're where I play to test. Usually Checkmate because it's closer to my house, and I go on Thursdays for the tournament, and then Saturdays just with my friends to play test and hang out. Usually I just play Ghost, but whatever.
Right.
And I think that's mostly it for the shout-outs.
All right, cool, man. Well, I really appreciate you being on the channel. Thanks again, and
Appreciate you having me.
we'll hopefully have you on again.
I'll try.
Thank you.